I'm Andrew Phillips and welcome to my channel. We are back here with another update on the new property that we're working on, specifically here on the 3rd floor where we've done a lot of work, and unfortunately with that comes a lot of money. But I've done a lot of stuff, so why don't you come on up here and I'll show you what we've done. One of the biggest things that was done up here is I went ahead and finished framing out where the walls and stuff are going to go, and then we were able to start laying the insulation. We have insulation down one entire side, and then I have enough insulation on hand to do about a third of the other side. I just have to get around to doing that. Unfortunately, as I'm sure if you are doing any kind of construction or dealing with any builders, you know that right now materials are skyrocketing because of what's going on with the country right now in politics. So unfortunately, I'm facing that as well, so I had to put the brakes on that because some of the materials have gone up more than double. So what we've done, as you can see here, is we insulated this whole side, as I just mentioned. If you are planning on doing any insulating of an attic or cathedral ceiling, I have some videos that I posted on how to install the baffle rafter bench. You can check that out via the link above. And then in addition to that, I also have a video showing how to install insulation as well. You can also check that out via the link above. I'll also have those links in the description of this video. So that was a major thing that was done, was the framing out being done, insulation done, like I said, one whole side, a third of the other. Just need to get the rest of it on that side, and then we just need to do the 2 walls on the sides, but those are cheaper. The R38 that's used for attic insulation, and I also use sound dampening because of the surround sound that's going to be up here, and then having my instruments up here with Musician's Corner, I wanted to have a little bit of sound dampening as well, so that was a little more expensive. So that was done. Once we finish that up, then my buddy Jack is going to be coming and we'll start laying in the drywall. We'll paint it, lay the carpet down, and then we're good to go. Another thing that was done, and let's step over here. I have a friend of mine who is an electrician who helped me out immensely, but he went ahead and added 2 more light sockets up here. So we have one all the way down there above where the video games are going to be, and the triple arcade, the little pinball game there for the kids, is going to be. Then he added one down here on this side, so that way when I'm here doing Musician's Corner, jamming out, working on my instruments and stuff, we have a light here as well. And then of course we have the main one there that the builder had. In addition, he also added 3 more plugs, including one up in the ceiling for the projector and the DVD player or whatever's going to be up there, so that way when we have the movie screen up, we're not having wires and stuff running all over the place. So he added that. That's for the projector up there in the ceiling because it'll have drywall right there, so that way the rack that holds it will be there. It'll be plugged right in. And as you look down this way, you can see the other light up here. He also put a light switch back there. We can go back and I'll get a better shot. So we have this light switch here, and then also this plug, so that way when we have the video screen up here with the game systems, that'll be cool. And then along here, as I know I've shown multiple times, that's where the slot machines are going to be, and then they have a plug down there. So we have a plug on that side for the amp, plug on this side for the slot machines, and then a plug here for the video games and the flat screen, and then we have the one up in the ceiling for the projector and the DVD player. And then you can see behind me here some of the baffle vents as well that I talked about. This area still needs to get the insulation, but if you want to see some of the progress videos, I did some time-lapse videos showing me framing it out and also putting in the insulation, the baffle and all that. Here's some clips for you to check out. All right, now another thing that happened, which is actually very cool. I've always wanted to do a home theater in my house, but I didn't want to have the big plush chairs that most people have in a home theater. I wanted real movie theater auditorium chairs, like the vintage style that I grew up with back in the 80s and stuff, to give the full effect. I was able to actually get a really good deal from a gentleman on eBay. Actually, he had removed all of the auditorium seating from Syracuse University up in upstate New York, and he actually brought them down and delivered them himself. And I got a steal on these things. They're more than, I got them for more than half off of what they normally would cost for these vintage kind of retro movie theater seats. But I went ahead and I've tested out just a row of them to see how they would look. Let me show you what they look like over here. Here's a row right here that I assembled of just 4 chairs. Now, I'm still kind of contemplating, but I have 10 total, but the goal was to have one row here of either 4 or 5, and then behind it, with probably about an 8 to 10 inch lift, another row of 4 to 5. So that way we have 8 or 10 seats, but I always wanted these vintage retro style. I love these things where you can just slide them down, kick back, enjoy the movie. Obviously, they need to be anchored down in the ground. I just kind of threw them together as I was testing them out, but this is going to be so cool. And they've got the retro fabric, that burgundy, which is outdated, but it is part of the kind of that classic retro look. So this is going to be very cool. So you'll be sitting here, and then you'll have the 10-foot movie screen on the wall, give that full effect with the surround sound. So that is going to be so cool. I'm very excited to get all this put together and actually try this out. Just really neat, kind of gives that feel of a real movie theater, not like a home theater. So love it. So that was a big thing. And these just actually delivered 2 days ago. So as I mentioned, they came down from Syracuse University, upstate New York. They came down from. So very, very cool stuff. Another thing that we did, because I wasn't sure how we were going to do the air conditioning system in here. The heat's not a problem because I have infrared heat that I had at my other house that is 1,000 square foot. It's energy efficient, safe. But for the air condition, I was contemplating whether to put like an outside wall unit, because I can't do a window unit here in this development, or I was going to have somebody run a whole separate unit. It was so expensive. So I went ahead and actually bought a 500 square foot unit that is a portable unit, but it has a very cool, sleek look. Let's head back there and I'll show you. It actually works pretty good. So we have this little unit here from DeLonghi, I believe is how you pronounce it, but picked this up, got an excellent, excellent, excellent deal on this thing, more than half off for it. It's recommended for a minimum, for an average of about 500 square feet. We're looking at 620 up here, but I'm telling you, with only insulation on one wall, the open rafters still out there and not finished, even as I'm working on the other end, I can already start to feel the air working its way over. So I think this thing is going to be great. The cool thing is here along the outside, you just have about a 4-inch bar for this, for it to pipe out the heat through the exhaust. Nothing else. So it doesn't have that bulky, clunky look, anything hanging outside. You're not having to run tubes and hoses and all that stuff down the side of the house, which is, I didn't want that. Didn't want to have to be drilling through. So this is really cool. So we're moving along actually pretty good, and just wanted to kind of give everybody an update. But these are pretty much the big things that have happened, was adding the movie theater seats, getting them in here, getting the AC unit kind of set up and tested, getting the framework done, getting probably about almost half of the insulation done up here, getting the electric run. So we're making a lot of progress. I mean, what's left is finishing the insulation, drywall, obviously mudding it out, painting it. We're going to get a very cool either movie theater or like arcade or bowling alley carpet. We're dealing with a couple vendors, kind of see where we can get the best deal, but want to have it, just to have that really cool, fun look. Once that's all in place, then we'll go ahead and get everything laid out. I'll get the stands for the slot machines in place, bring a couple stools up for them, get the screen on the wall mounted here for the video games, and I think we're ready to rock and roll. And then I can get back on track with Musician's Corner. We have a lot that has to happen with several instruments, so that'll be fun, and we'll have that over there. Everything will be displayed and mounted properly. That'll be very cool. With the slot machines being spread out, there's a few of those that I need to do some modifications on that I want to share with you guys, as far as converting those Japanese pachislos into one-arm bandits, and doing things like that. So some definite fun stuff coming up once we get this done. I'm hoping in a few months to kind of be done with this thing and wrapped up with this floor, and then we can kind of check it out and see how it turns out. Anyway, just wanted to give everyone an update. Please send me any questions, any comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I appreciate all your support. Please like the video, subscribe to this channel. I'm always posting new content, and I'll see you next time.